So as a disclaimer for this video, this is stuff that I normally don't post in my videos. This is all these weird experiments that I do that I don't think anybody wants to watch. However, I'm going to post this video anyway, and we're going to try and talk through some of the controversy surrounding how knives actually cut. Warning, this gets pretty geeky. So there seems to be some controversy surrounding what's actually happening with serrated knives when they cut. Some argue it's the pressure concentration points of the serrations that make them better for cutting certain things. Others, like myself, argue that the pressure the apex exerts on the material it's cutting actually has very little to do with how easily the knife cuts something. And it's actually the direction the material is moved when you cut that is the deciding factor in how easily something is cut. So what happens when we do some experiments where we isolate these two things? Well, it gets very interesting very quickly. It's all about pressure per square inch, or your favorite unit. The higher the PSI, the easier the cut. Orienting the workpiece correctly is increasing the PSI at the cut. Essentially, higher PSI, or pressure at the apex, means easier cutting. And lower PSI at the apex, or lower pressure, equals harder cutting. Well, here's where it gets a little weird. So before we move on with some of these weird experiments, we need to understand that there's actually two things going on here. First, we have something called apex pressure, which is the pressure right at the very point of the apex. And then we have bevel pressure, or the pressure along the actual sharpened bevel of the knife. And this so-called bevel pressure could actually extend farther up onto the blade into the primary grind of the knife. So this bevel pressure would technically be the pressure on the geometry of the blade. So here we have our original piece of cardboard. If we take our knife and try to push it through the cardboard while it's laying flat on the table, it takes a lot of force with my hand to make any sort of cut in this cardboard. High force pushing with my hand translates into very high pressure at the apex, since force over area is pressure. Again, a lot of pressure concentration is happening here, and not a lot of cutting action is happening. You can actually hear how hard it is to cut through this piece of cardboard in this orientation. Now what happens if we change the angle of attack? We still have the exact same surface area. The only difference is the angle we're cutting at is different. Now as we change our cut direction angle, suddenly the knife is able to bite right into the surface of the cardboard using a whole lot less force. So here's another really great example, and you can do all these experiments at home. It's significantly harder to push cut through just straight down, mashing this thing into the table, a piece of rope with just a push cut. It's a whole lot easier when you use a slicing cut. There's a whole lot less force on the blade when we use a slicing cut versus a push cut. So when we slice, we're essentially changing the cut direction of the material. We have the exact same surface area of the apex contacting the material that we're cutting, but we're using less force through our hand to physically make the cut. The most important thing when it comes to cutting something is how and the direction we displace the material we're cutting through. The apex pressure is almost irrelevant compared to where that material actually goes after it's cut. Now, to kind of prove this once and for all, let's do an experiment where we completely eliminate the apex pressure completely. And we're going to cut something that's already been cut. So here I have two pieces of leather taped and clamped in a vise so that the ends butt right up to each other. Now, if I try to take a knife and force it straight down into that cut, like a push cut, into the pre-cut leather, it's very difficult to push the knife through the leather. The leather wants to compress onto itself, and leather doesn't really like to compress. But if I use a slicing motion and purposefully push the leather in a very specific, easier to move direction, it's way easier to push the knife through the leather. That's because we aren't compressing the leather. We're bending it in a direction that it can actually move, which is much easier to do. Now, the huge decrease in cutting force has nothing to do with apex pressure points. There is none. The apex pressure is 0. And because we're using less force, but still have the same contact area on the leather, that also means anywhere the leather is touching the blade, the bevel pressure has to go down. So in all aspects, we've decreased pressure, but made the cut way easier. This kind of goes against increased apex pressure always means an easier cut. So here's another really weird experiment, showing how material compression can significantly increase cutting force, regardless of the actual PSI at the apex. So if we clamp some leather into a clamp, we can push cut it pretty easily. But what happens if we clamp the other side? All of a sudden, the cutting force required goes way up. Now these clamps are not attached to the table in any way. It gets significantly harder the second that we go between the clamps. I mean, look how easy that is. I mean, it's easy, and then it gets hard. The closer these clamps are to each other, the harder it gets. See, now it's like really hard because the clamps are close together. And I'm pushing on that pretty hard. I mean, 2 fingers. Now this is because we limit the amount the leather can compress to either side of the blade. Basically, we limit material movement, which means we need way more force to push it out of the way. Now, this doesn't mean we increase the apex PSI, so to speak. The material didn't change, the contact area didn't change, which means we still only need the exact same apex PSI to make the initial cut in the leather. All of the extra force goes into displacing the material enough for the blade to fit through. So here we have a case where increased PSI, or pressure at the bevel, actually makes the cut harder, not easier. So what if we had to make this cut here, where everything is locked down in place? Now if we do use a push cut on this, it's pretty difficult to push this through that cut. If we use a slicing cut, we go through it much easier. So the question here is, did our apex pressure change? You see, the contact area between the blade and material is exactly the same, clamped versus unclamped. But the difference in cut force is where that material is able to go or not able to go. So I think we need to define what apex PSI actually means. I think what most people are referring to when they say that the apex PSI went up at the point of the serrations, they mean that the pressure per square unit, whatever that may be, at the very points or apex of the knife is significantly higher than it is on straight edge knives when cutting. And this higher pressure leads to easier cutting. So the idea is that we need to minimize the contact area the blade has with the material we're cutting in order to maximize the PSI and make the cutting easier. However, if that's the case, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Where if we take a knife and we try to push cut it through a piece of cardboard by minimizing the area the knife is physically contacting the cardboard, we have as little blade exposed to the cardboard as possible, thus increasing PSI, making cutting easier. But it's not. It's really difficult. And I can't even push through that cardboard like that. It's very difficult to do that with this piece of cardboard. But something interesting happens when we go from a push cut to a slice cut, where we significantly increase the amount of blade that's coming into contact with material, which would technically mean we lower the apex PSI, and we actually make the cutting easier. So why is this possible? I don't think that there's any denying the fact that a push cut is harder than a slice cut. Even though for the slice cut we have more surface area contacting the material than the push cut due to the angle of the blade. This would technically decrease apex PSI, so to speak, since less force over a larger area equals less pressure. So the argument here that I think a lot of these comments are making is that serrations are nothing more than concentrated pressure points, increasing the pressure at the apex enough to make the cut easier. And the angle doesn't matter. I think I literally had a comment that actually said that. And the example that's always given is if we take a regular knife, like so, and we stab it through a piece of cardboard, because we have a very small contact point here, and the pressure here at this point is very high, allowing us to push through this cardboard relatively easily and make this 1 inch or so cut here. But if we lay the cardboard flat on its side and we push the knife into the cardboard, it takes a whole lot more force in order to equal the same PSI because we have a larger surface area contacting the piece of cardboard, thus making the cutting harder. And it has nothing to do with angles, except what did we just do there? We went from this cutting orientation to this cutting orientation. So the angles do matter. If we look at the stab cut again, it looks like the concentrated pressure point of the tip is making the cut easier. But what if we move the tip just off of the cardboard? Now all of a sudden the tip isn't involved, and it's the exact same cut as a slice cut, pushing the material in an easy to move direction with no concentrated pressure point. It's a slice cut, and the force required to make the same stab cut versus slice cut is exactly the same. If we lay the cardboard flat on the table in the incorrect direction, the knife initially cuts some fibers but can't push those fibers out of the way to contact new fibers to cut, due to the fact the material has nowhere to go. But if we rotate the knife, just like a pre-rotated serration from the previous video, the knife cuts. Or again, if we rotate the material, we have the same apex PSI, but suddenly it cuts. That's because we're forcing those fibers in a direction they can easily be moved. I think the argument is that the higher PSI always makes cutting easier, versus lower PSI at the apex makes it harder. And that's actually not true, because what ends up happening is that it actually takes very little force in order to get a high enough PSI at the sharp apex of a knife in order to start initial fiber separation. All we have to do is, and you can do this at home too, is take a piece of cardboard, get a very sharp knife, and just rest it on the surface. Now, if you look at this up close, you're going to see where we have initial fibers already starting to separate. With almost less than the weight of the knife itself, we are already starting to initiate a cut. And here this is in real life. Almost immediately, the second the blade touches the cardboard, the fibers start to separate. Now this is less than the weight of the knife, already initiating a cut in the cardboard in the flat or hard to cut direction. The initial fiber separation happens with very little relative force or PSI at the apex. We can see this with other things as well, like this clear packing tape and a zip tie. The initial cut requires very little force to get the appropriate apex pressure to initiate the starting cut. So if that's the case, how come we can't just set a knife on a cardboard and it just sinks right down on through? That's because the vast majority of the energy required to cut something is used up by physically moving the piece of cardboard out of the way in order for the rest of the blade to fit through. The initial fiber separation, or the PSI required to separate those fibers initially, is almost irrelevant. The reality here is I believe that the pressure on the material at the apex required to separate the initial fibers is extremely small. We can see some of these initial fibers separate the second that the blade touches them. But in order for the apex to contact new fibers to cut, we have to push the cut ones out of the way. And this is where the majority of the force that's required to cut something comes from, and why material cut direction matters with so many materials. So if we look back to our original example, by angling the blade, even though our contact area goes up, which in turn would technically make our apex pressure go down, our cut effort becomes significantly easier. This is in complete contradiction to higher apex pressure makes for an easier cut. That's because, again, the direction we push the material is the significant factor. So what happens when we completely eliminate material movement from a material we can usually cut, like clamping this leather in a vise? No matter how much force we apply, we can't cut through this stack of leather. Our apex PSI and bevel PSI will increase basically forever, relatively speaking, because there's nowhere for the material to go. But if we take the material out of the vise, the material all of a sudden has somewhere to go, and it cuts with much less force or pressure at the apex and bevel. If we look at our pre-cut example again, where the apex PSI would be 0 due to the piece being pre-cut. If we use a push cut, where we compress the leather onto itself, the bevel pressure increases significantly as we try to force the material in a direction it doesn't want to go. So our bevel pressure is extremely high in this scenario, but the ability to cut would be extremely low. If we use a slice cut, where the apex pressure is still 0, the bevel pressure goes way down, since we're moving the material in a direction it can easily be moved, making the cut way easier with less pressure. This is the same thing that happens when we angle the knife through the cut. We change the cut direction to force the material in an easy to move direction. You see, the initial splitting of the material, it happens with very little force, like less than the weight of the knife itself will cause those fibers to split apart with a relatively sharp knife. The rest of that user input force is literally pushing that material somewhere else or out of the way so that the rest of the blade can fit through the cut. And the apex can contact new material, to split. And the duller the knife gets, the more material it pushes in the wrong direction or in front of the blade, rather than to the side or in an easy to move direction, not bunched up in front of the blade in the cut. And this is why geometry matters so much, because it's the driving force in terms of where that material goes and how far it has to travel in order for the rest of the blade to fit through that cut. So there is an element of truth to PSI at the apex matters, but not as much as you think.